We bought a tow vehicle before a trailer.
We may have gone way bigger than we needed. For the trailer, we don't even have yet.
Did we get enough?
Because the last time we thought we had enough, we were wrong. We started with what we had. And honestly, it worked.
We started with the Toyota Highlander as our tow vehicle.
Which was really a great vehicle. It's what we had at the time, which is always important. But then as time went on and we kept driving in the mountains, we realized also that the tail was wagging the dog slightly. We didn't really feel comfortable with the way that the Highlander handled
the mileage. So we were getting 12, 13 miles a gallon. It only has a 16-gallon tank. You're limited to like 100 miles before you're really looking for another gas station.
So then we started looking at other vehicles. Ended up with an F-150. And for a while, it worked. Before you know it, we're gonna end up with a semi. So after all of that, we had a decision to make. Do we wait and pick the trailer first? Or buy the truck now and make sure it doesn't limit us again? We did a big thing tonight.
Yeah.
What did we do?
We bought something.
We decided to buy the truck first.
In the video with you guys. How do you guys like your new truck?
And what does a new truck really need? Upgrades, of course. Okay, so we got mud flaps from Real Truck. Okay, well, we can't find the instructions. Note, husband is reading the instructions.
Smart ass. We'll have to do a measurement. Well, I'm glad you're here. It should not be that hard.
Somebody really needs to talk to their...
Yeah.
You gonna get on that, Mr. Materials and Processing Engineer?
Uh-huh.
You know what a nice wife would do would be grab them and hand them to you. I don't know if I'm that nice wife today. What happened?
I don't know yet.
This is what's happening. So it's hitting on this rail.
Kind of silly how hard that should not have been.
We are in the brand new Ford F-350 Platinum Edition. This film is to be removed before usage, and yet it has 4,300 miles on it. So we get to peel it.
So we've made this ours now. We've removed all the stickers.
It is officially
It's like
ours.
licking. Going to the trailer. Make sure my wife is really concerned about mouse infestation for some reason. So
I have no idea why. What else are we going to do when we're at the trailer?
measure the drop hitch.
Measure the drop hitch.
So we have to figure out what our new drop hitch height is going to be, because we're just going to pull on the ball. I'll show you the way the RV tech showed me how to figure all this out. So what he told me to do was just literally take the front here. So that's a good reference. And then you come to the back. You can just do the same thing. We're level. So you just want to make sure you have those two numbers the same, front and back. We learned on e-trailer, it says to measure from the ground to the bottom. So then your last but really important step, measure to the top of this hitch receiver. That's a 5-inch drop hitch. So our current weight distribution hitch does not fit the bill. So we're just hoping to reuse it, but we're gonna have to go buy one. So this is the way we do this. Just comment below if you have a better method, if I'm completely wrong, if you don't like the way I measured. So we got the new hitch in. We thought this would be quick. Drama of the hitch is we ordered it. Oh, it just took forever and ever and ever. Yeah, but we can go. Might be interesting to see what happens. That's the plan anyway. So. One problem with you better grab it just in case. Yay! Oh, I found another problem. Learning all kinds of things. See, we're all newbies again. So nerve-wracking. Well, if we lose a jack, we know who's gonna blame. Okay, I'm gonna guide him out. We've got the hitch,
set, chains, brakes, lights, 7-pin, lights checked, tow mirrors are out. All good. Trailer hitched up. We're gonna take a drive. Hasn't fallen off.
Not yet. You put the hitch pin in?
Oh my gosh.
Just
did
ask
you
it.
do your walk around?
No.
You did not do the walk around. Good thing your wife did the walk around.
Like me.
He's really nervous, y'all. It's like newbie again. Except this time we're not pulling with the Highlander. Towing with something with a little bit more pizzazz. Switching.
We're switching. Everything went pretty good. We're gonna make one more loop and see how it goes. We're really impressed with some of the features. Like with the new Super Duties, when you turn the turn signal on, it turns on the camera going down the side of the truck, and it shows you the view that as it happens, or in your lane next to you. So it's really cool. Actually, really nice. I have an amazing wife. She's not afraid to tow. She's not afraid to get in there. Obviously, you watched her like adjust a hitch, and so I'm a pretty lucky guy.
Around the block was one thing, but we wanted to see how it handled a real trip. So off to Boyd Lake State Park for our first official shakedown trip. How's it towing?
It's towing really good. It's solid. I mean, there's not much weight back there for an F350, but it seems to track pretty well. We're just on the ball. We don't have the weight distribution hitch or the sway control on it anymore. So I do feel some random wiggles, but I'm just trying to get used to it.
Worth the upgrade?
Yeah, I think so. Like, we're going 70. It's not even cracking a sweat. I think it's at like 1200 RPM or something. It's kind of crazy. These diesels have so much power. It's just outrageous, actually. So we're getting 13.5 miles per gallon with the trailer so far. I think it'll just go up from there. It loves it.
So it should be really easy.
Yeah, almost. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
That's never happened. Well, it's happened, but wow.
Trifecta.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Boyd Lake State Park, Loop A, 245. After our first trip, we finally felt like, okay, maybe we made the right decision. But camping is only part of the equation. So everybody's talking about fuel prices. We just bought the F350 in November, and diesel prices have been all over the place. So, of course, we buy a diesel at a time when they skyrocket. We are driving 10 minutes from home to a gas station that Gas Buddy is saying should have less than $5 fuel. We're gonna see.
Kind of crazy.
All you have to do is say cheap gas, cheap diesel. People come running.
That's actually the terrifying part when you've only ever driven a gas car. You're like, am I putting in the right stuff? That's bad. We'll see how much this is, because we were empty.
Because the real world stuff, that adds up fast. That's a scary number.
Yeah.
Since we bought this, we have it loaded with all of our stuff that we normally go camping with, and we're gonna see how much we weigh. I'm gonna stand here because that way we count my weight.
Oh. So they have this great app, Weigh My Truck. Confirm. It is $15. The Weighmaster is verifying the information.
Is it like the Keymaster?
The Keymaster. I like the Weighmaster. On the drive, 8880 total. The sticker can be found right down here. And it says our GVWR, our gross vehicle weight rating, is 12,000 pounds. So you subtract 12,000 pounds from 8880. 3,120 is our payload. Our rated payload is 3,912.
700 pounds between
You, me, How do we have 700 pounds in here? There's a few things, but 700 pounds?
Okay, so what's in the back of the truck? We have a tonneau cover. Generator.
5-gallon gasoline tank.
5
We have the
propane tank. We have an empty water jug. We have Blackstone and wood. And do you have my, do you know what I'm saying?
Stand?
My hammock stand.
And then the stuff under the seats are terribly bad.
Well, apparently it's 700 pounds worth.
Right.
I know.
We do have a feature on here, and this shows how much of that payload we're eating up.
So now I'm asking, did we buy enough truck? And for a 3600, we didn't buy enough truck.
I thought we had enough truck.
No. Or an Airstream. I mean, an Airstream is like...
It's 1,000 pounds.
1,000-ish. Did we buy too much truck?
Can you buy too much truck?
I don't know. There's people who are like, can't believe anybody bought a dually and they're pulling an R-Pod.
The R-Pod doesn't care, I don't think.
No, the R-Pod does not care.
We haven't measured up. We know what it is now.
Yeah. And we are not professionals.
No, we're not professionals.
This is just how we do it.
Right.
Okay, so towing, we're good. Payload, we're good. Parking this thing in Boulder, that's a whole different story.
Parked it.
That is how I park the truck. I back into every spot and always along the edge because otherwise I take up 2 parking spaces. Corey parked in Boulder.
It's a challenge.
Thank you.
They don't have big parking spots here.
No, even normal size parking spaces.
They don't have normal size parking spots.
They don't. For a town that gets a lot of snow, you'd think they'd have bigger parking spaces.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't imagine if we had a dually.
No.
I wouldn't be able to park. Or I'd have to park and walk a block. Or 2.
Right. So where does this leave us? When we started this journey, all we had was a Toyota Highlander. So we bought the trailer that matched the Toyota Highlander. As we learn more in this RV experience, we figured out a lot more about payload and towing capacity and how everything is related. We had bumped up to an F-150. We loved it. It was a great truck. We knew the current trailer that we have wasn't going to be our last. We wanted the option to pick almost any trailer we want. We decided to go a little bit bigger, a lot bigger, F-350 bigger. So we had a variety of choices. If you found this video valuable, you learned something, you liked it, give us a like. Maybe consider hitting that little subscribe button. It's going to help our small little channel and you can come along with us. I think that's going to do it for this video, and we look forward to seeing you next time.